For the first question, we'll go to Humeyra Pamuk with Reuters.
And on Gaza, the UN said humanitarian aid going into Gaza has dropped by 2/3 since Israel began its Rafah offensive. Your colleague, USAID Administrator Samantha Power, who's an expert on genocide, yesterday said the humanitarian conditions in Gaza were now worse than ever. On April the 4th, President Biden conditioned US military aid to Israel on improvement of the aid situation, among other things. So I'm wondering, why isn't the current dire picture in Gaza triggering a bigger policy shift? Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Humeyra. With regard to Gaza and the humanitarian situation, the humanitarian situation remains dire for people in Gaza. We've seen changes, some positive changes, but the net effect is not there. The positive changes are that, of course, crossings in the north have been opened in recent weeks, including Zakim. We have a route from Jordan that is getting trucks in. If you look at the number of trucks that are actually getting to Gaza and going in, it's up significantly. But distribution within Gaza is not working effectively. And part of the reason for that are the combat operations in the south. In addition, Rafah gate continues to be closed. President Biden secured an agreement with Egypt and with Israel to make sure that goods could go through Kerem Shalom, including goods coming from Egypt. But Rafah remains closed. And that's a real problem. So the focus that we have, continue to have, and are working on intensely every day is, again, making sure that we're not just measuring inputs, we're measuring impact. And yes, the impact remains insufficient in terms of addressing the acute needs of children, women, and men in Gaza. But it's a moving story every day as we're working intensely to make sure that the different access points are working and then distribution within Gaza is working more effectively. And that's what we're focused on.
But, sir, since President Biden conditioned this on it, then why wouldn't you use that leverage? The United States provides almost 70% of Israel's weapons. That gives it a big leverage, and President Biden specifically conditioned it on this and other things. Why wouldn't you use that policy?
The issue is the conditions are such that the effective distribution of aid is being impeded, and that's what we're working on, trying to make sure that the conditions are there, and there are ways of doing this much more effectively. We're trying to get the results. That's what I'm focused on.